So, we are at session number 63, or as it is for an easy account, season 5, episode 13. At the table today we have Ariadna.
Why me first?
Oh, you're at the table.
Yeah, but exactly. I've made the effort to be here. Yes, I live here, but, I feel like it's still a valid effort, particularly since
Go there!
I'm not going to drink my coffee now.
You're not?
Because I have to do my introduction because Martin's put me on the spot. I don't know. You usually do, other things.
Well, you were here and you looked ready.
Yeah, no. I was actually looking at my phone to try and do other things that I do.
You can go first if that helps out, Martin.
For the household. No, it's okay. It's just... He usually does mine first. And he just decided to take me by surprise and put me on the spot, which he finds greatly amusing, I tell you. I'm playing a true striker, otherwise known as Thea. Can't remember much else because my side is burning. I'm human Mandalorian. Generally appear with black and blue hair. And with generally in my Mandalorian armor, unless we're stuck on somewhere like Elrood, in which case I have to dress up like a lost cat, which, I prefer to some degree. And at the moment we are in the drift, meeting the namesake of our clan, an actual Starwing space dragon. Is that correct?
A star dragon named Starwing.
A star dragon named... Okay. Yeah, alright.
His species is star dragon. His name is Starwing.
Starwing. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't confuse my poor little brain at all. But that's a very honourable, once in a billion lifetimes encounter, and yet we hooked it up to our docking station to feed it oxygen. But I'm glad we saved the dragon. I presume this is the dragon on camera.
Yeah, is giving you good scales.
Not my best introduction, but what you're going to get today, considering how sore I am.
That's okay. My introductions may not be much better. So, on to the next one, and we have Mark.
Hey, I'm playing Asgard, ex-Death Watch Mandalorian. I suppose first person in Star Wars to scratch a space dragon behind its neck to make it feel better. Potentially, we're not sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to roll for that one or not yet.
I reckon it's worth making the attempt.
Though you may have to go into the vacuum of space to do so.
That's the bit that worries me. Not being eaten by the space dragon is the other bit. Anyway,
Well, if you're worried about not being eaten by him, I can fix that.
Well, I think we've got up a good rapport with it, so I think there's a possibility of that. It just might just need a bit of a scratch under one of the scales just to make it feel better. I don't know. Plus the oxygen. Yeah.
It was just the GM making a play on how you said it.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair enough. I can see where you're going with that one. This potentially could cause lots of issues, but I'm just going to see how much I can last out for it.
All good. Next person we have online is Ross.
Maybe not working? Microphone?
Well, he has unmuted. Hello, Ross.
Maybe he feels on the spot like I was.
Hey, Ross, are you actually speaking on your end? We are not hearing anything on ours. Just a quick check remotely.
He could be in shock of seeing a space dragon for the first time.
Might be the same microphone issues as last time, maybe. Yeah.
Yep. Apparently it's the headset gone again. Okay, so we will come back to Ross when his headset is not playing up on him with Discord. And we have Kesley.
Hello, I am playing Triadic Capier, Mandalorian human, third in command? Question mark. Was formerly bottom pack, then made leader, then made bottom of the pack again, and is re-earning her place. And yeah, just trying to do her best. So I apologize, I don't have my notes for today, so I'm probably not much help, but I will try my best.
And trying Ross again to see if his headset is working.
I'm just gonna try and print.
No, unfortunately can't hear him.
Yeah. So we will come back to Ross when he's actually got his headset working. Did anyone want to do the recap of last session?
Who has the best notes?
I don't have my notes. I remember that we're hired to try to track down the missing crew of Randall Mining and trying to go through the drift. We have coordinates, and through our stops, we ran into a space dragon.
And before we go on, I might just need to point out to Mark that we're getting some reverb through his mic when everyone else is speaking.
Okay, so what happened last session? We started off back in initiative because at the end of the session before, where we had de-bombed the bomb, I can't remember.
Defused the bomb.
Defused the bomb. A man and 3 other men were either in there or came in and shot at us, so we were on the initiative to... we figured they were the bombers, so we wanted to kind of catch them and find out more information. So we had quite a bit of a battle where they were running across a bridge between our position and an underground subway of sorts.
A monorail above ground.
A monorail, that's it. I'm not quite, I can't remember which characters, but we accidentally killed at least 2, if not 3 of them.
3 of the 4.
And one of the last ones that we did manage to
looks
catch,
like I'm working.
the stormtroopers, when they arrived, did they kill him or just take him away?
They took him away as far as you know.
Yay, Ross is working.
Did you want to do an introduction in the middle of my summary while you've got Mike, Ross?
Yes, I played Kylo, the dark and moody Mandalorian, who looks like he's currently on mute all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Ariadne for the recap.
Yeah, we're in the middle of fighting / chasing down these guys when the stormtroopers turn up. They are fairly aggressive towards us, but we managed to talk our way out of it by simple fact that we're on the mining company's property. We are technically contractors to the mining company, Randell. And so they're kind of like, okay, bugger off now. So having at least defused the bomb and left the remaining bomber with the stormtroopers, we made our way back to the ship we were going to take to do the mission for Randall Mining that we got in the session before that. Does that make sense?
You only got the ship in that session.
Oh, okay. All right. So we were, Randall Mining assigned us a ship to do a new mission. That mission being to save that planet. What was the planet called? Alluvia. So the original mission before we got distracted by the bombing was that Randall Mining were trying to set up shop on Alluvia and establish themselves there. And the guy who was assigning us was the only one who survived from the Grey Griffins.
He brought in someone who had survived from the Grey Griffins. He wasn't the one assigning.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry. Yep. This is why you're here, to help correct my notes, which are written in very shorthand and very messily, considering my hands keep going numb. Did you want to fill in the rest of that? Because mine kind of look like a kid's drawing with like lines going everywhere. I'm not quite sure what order they're supposed to go in.
Okay, so you were hired by Randall Mining to find this mineral-rich world known as Alluvia and put in the claim for Randall Mining before the Empire could.
That's right.
And make sure the Empire didn't take it off their hands.
And there was also, so, are we on the Wayfarer, or is that Chandradell's?
Sorry, I hadn't finished my thing.
Oh, sorry.
But if you wanted to take
Apologies.
over, you're welcome to.
No, I thought you'd finished.
Yes, so you're on the ship known as the Wayfarer, and you are heading into the drift following the last known route of the Grey Griffin ship, which my brain can't remember right now.
If it helps, it's somewhere buried in the notes. Whisper?
What was that?
Whisper?
Whisper, I think, is it? It is?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I just got to the page for it. And you were going to save the scouting group instead of paying the ransom for them that the pirates have demanded. And it does help that this scouting group is actually working out of the Mandalorian station that you guys have been assigned to, and that Thea has worked with on some of the scouting missions. So you both, you all want to get them back.
Yep.
So on our way to try and locate the Whisper, is that where we've encountered Starwing?
You first went to the Kidron system before heading into the drift. And while you're doing the jump through the drift, you managed to come up to a dragon that is 80 meters long in space, whereas your ship is 30 meters long. So it is quite large in comparison to you guys.
So we could ask it for directions to Alluvia and see if we can find the Whisper along the way.
Your primary mission was to get the crew.
Yeah.
Alluvia was secondary.
Okay, so we could ask it if it's seen the Whisper or the crew, and then if it knows the directions to Alluvia.
Well, that's if the dragon would know the planet name, I suppose. But asking it, perhaps, like, has it seen other ships in the area that match the description of the Whisper and all that?
Yeah, we can ask questions and see how.
Yeah.
And the other thing was that, do we know if the dragon's feeling better now since we've given some oxygen?
Well, we finished the session with you docking with him and finding out that his name was Starwing.
Starwing, da 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 da, same as our clan. It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal, I think.
And I don't believe he got to the fact that his species was known as the Star Dragons.
No, we haven't done more than give it oxygen.
Okay, so
Oh god, I wish this would stop falling off. It's really killing my
do you want me to get a blanket instead?
No, I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain.
Okay, so you currently are in the docking bay with, well, the docking tube with part of a large head that has stretched your tube to its limits.
And if I remember rightly, was Thea was communicating with it originally? Was that correct or not?
Yes.
It had
Yes.
reached out mentally to Thea, and Thea had answered.
Well, I'll probably be holding the oxygen tubing. I'm going to call just to hold in place. And I'll ask Thea, can you ask how it's feeling now?
Well, when I'm saying the
Awesome.
docking tube is bigger than a car. And
okay.
it is something that would attach to the side of a space station to allow you to walk through or to move cargo.
So, okay, makes sense. Sorry.
It is not a tiny little tube that you stick in someone's nose.
That's fair enough.
And I believe we now have a David in the background.
Hey guys, sorry, mine. Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Amazing, hello.
Would you like to
Hi.
introduce yourself, David?
Yeah, I play Feather. The smuggler, businessman, bus driver, party bus driver. All-round good guy.
Let's guess a all-round jack of all trades type guy, or just mostly smuggling and driving?
Depends how well you want. It depends sort of when you ask him and what he says.
Ah, fair enough. Mood.
Well, we just kind of started, so we're just catching up with how we're now docked with a space dragon. And
I'm sorry. What?
And that is roughly to scale of your ship versus the Space Dragon.
I don't know.
He calls,
This is the part you missed.
he calls himself Starwing as his name.
So have we been introduced yet? Is that
Last session he called himself Starwing, and that's where we ended
Okay.
the session.
okay? All right.
And the GM was asking, what do you do now?
Check to see if Starwing is getting sufficient oxygen, and is feeling any better.
He says, thank you. I do like that I'm getting oxygen. I was slowly running out, having had an altercation along the way.
Do you know who you had the altercation with?
He doesn't even know how long ago it was.
Oh wow.
He put himself into hibernation and waited till someone came close, or he came close to others.
It is fortuitous then that we were able to save you, Noble Dragon. For we are known as and I'm probably going to screw it up, the Duin Nuki Clan as well.
Also, you're named after my people, the Star Dragons.
Indeed.
Because that name means Star Dragon, he says.
Indeed. I don't know if the dragon can see the emblem on probably on Khalid, Kayana and myself, but we will all have Starwing clan markings either on our helmets or on our suits. Can the dragon perceive that at all, or is it like too big, can't see that kind of detail?
He can see it.
Okay. Does that reflect a symbolism?
Welcome to
your
the
clan?
Students with Disabilities Track.
Sorry, guys.
I believe that Feather just spoke up.
My apologies, that was not me, that was my computer.
Hey, the GM is always happy to say the character spoke up.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So yes.
Trevor says, welcome to the Student Disability Services questionnaire.
He looks at you and says, you remind him of someone he once fought.
Darth Maul.
Sounds like a handsome man.
We wouldn't know who Darth Maul is, though, would we?
As characters, you would know who Darth Maul is.
Ah.
Because he was instrumental in your clan having to evacuate from Mandalore.
Yeah, of course. Would we make that connection when Star Wing says that to Feather?
Possibly.
Can we all hear Star Wing?
You can all hear Star Wing.
I gather since Star Wing was in hibernation, he can't tell us about any ships or planets in the area that we're seeking.
Well, he describes a symbol of those who attacked him.
Okay, do we recognize it?
Some of you might need to make a lore roll to see if you can recognize these symbols.
Okay. Who wants to make the lore roll? Who has good lore?
I think I have law, so I'm just going to double check. 1 second.
There is a lore skill.
Yeah.
How many destiny points do we have?
I have one rank in it, so it would be 1 yellow, 2 greens for me.
Currently, there are 3 points available to the party.
I would definitely spend something on...
Yeah, I've only got 0 ranks in law, just 4 greens. So. Yellow, red, and green.
Okay, let's check other characters. I believe most people have 4 ranks in lore. Oh, we do have, who's that? Kayana has 1 yellow in there.
She just...
Yeah, it's 1 yellow, 2 green, which is almost equivalent to 4 green. So.
But if we use a fate token,
But with my yellow, there's a possibility of triumph. That's why.
And Brumbrum's got 5 law, so just...
But as Brumbrum's on the ship, he won't be able to help you at this time.
Oh, that's right, that's fair enough, because he won the bet.
So, you can work with one of the other characters to improve your dice pool.
I'm happy to help out Minor. So I've got the 4 greens, so...
Obviously, I'm not going to be much help to you with the dice today.
I understand that.
I think I'm too close to the table because I won't be able to tell. I'll be over here.
Were you going to spend a destiny point on your roll?
I don't think it's necessary, but Frost and Mark, what do you think?
Well,
Well, the thing is, I do have a talent which is called Talk the Talk, which I can substitute the law roll with my underworld roll.
I
I've
guess
got 1 yellow, 3 green, and a blue.
what Kayana's saying is we can save the token for right now. It's just to see if we can recognize the emblem of the people who attacked him.
Yeah.
I think this could be useful, but it's not probably the most dire bit of information for us.
No, I think we'll save using the extra bonus thing.
Yeah. So I think just do the straight roll And then if we don't recognize it, we at least take a picture of it so the next time we're connected into a system,
So the
we
GM
can look
then
it up.
upgrades the check.
Yeah, I was gonna say Martin will upgrade the against though.
Yeah, but then that means we get more positives to us later, so it's fine.
Yeah, maybe. Means there's 2 red in the pool now though.
We'll live. I say that, and I know Martin's rolling, so. You see?
No, technically I can't. I can't see the table, or from this distance I can't see the camera either.
We win!
So you got a triumph, 2 successes, and an advantage. So those amongst you recognize it as the people that Starwing Clan fled from when they fled this region.
Ooh, drama. So, do we have a name?
Yes, they were the Sith Empire.
Interesting. Oh, so like long ago.
Yeah.
Kind of. How many years, centuries are we talking?
Okay, so Sith happens.
So, Starwing has been in hibernation for 1,000 plus
So
years.
did you say it was by the Sith?
I'm just looking up the details for you now. Okay, so it's about 1,000 years ago.
And did you say we recognised it as a Sith clan? Or just the clan that sorry.
I said that the clan fled from opponents with that symbol on it. And they returned to Mandalore at that point. So your clans have only been on Mandalore about 1,000 years.
Very, very interesting.
But we don't know the clan precisely, we just recognise it as the same people.
Your clan has been on Mandalore for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
The symbol is a symbol of the Sith,
Of-
Sith Empire. It's not a clan.
Right, of the Sith.
Yes.
That's where my brain was trying to remember what you said.
Yep. So that's something very specific from over 1,000 years. So he's been floating here in hibernation for over 1,000 years. So that lets us know that he's super duper old. And probably not even at the near end of his lifespan.
Okay, so while you're there, who knows Xenology?
I've got Synology.
I do.
Yeah, I've got Synology. Although that's not surprising considering my background.
No, I think Ross has probably got some ranks in it. I got no ranks in it.
I've got some. Ross is
I've
probably.
got A rank. I've got A rank in it.
Well, you've got 2 people with a single rank in it. So who wishes to do the role? Thea or Khalid?
Can we help each other?
Technically, you provide no extra assistance helping each other.
Fair enough.
You could technically both make the role.
Since the GM asked it, I would probably spend a fate dice on mine to upgrade it. And hope you roll well in my favour. And Ross is welcome to do his own check too.
Okay, you rolled quite well.
Thank you.
So that is a success, a triumph, and 3 advantages.
Wow. I want to know everything.
So looking at Starwing, you see his wings actually show quite a few tears in them. and he's got quite a few areas where it looks as if he has damage from laser weapons.
Is there any way we can help him heal or repair his wings?
You do think you could potentially help him with med packs and mechanics. So both medicine and mechanics will work on it.
I would like to spend time doing that. Are we able to make use of Brom's higher medicine skills in this case, or due to his absence from the game?
He can be brought in to assist, though he has no skill in it.
I thought he had high medicine.
He has 5 dice, but he has no skill in it.
Okay.
Medicine, yeah. I'll go rank in medicine. So.
Mark's the one who took. No, Mark hasn't taken medicine.
No, I've only got mechanics. So.
I think I've got a rank in medicine, but that's it. Just one.
It's almost as if you're going to new character who was an expert medic and doctor.
I was going to say, you a medic and doctor?
Unfortunately, the last medic tried to kill them, so they don't have a good rapport with medics at this time.
No, but you once knew a droid who was an expert doctor.
Do I have a rank in medicine and foreign intelligence?
You do.
So that would give me an okay roll in
It
medicine.
would be an okay roll in medicine.
Okay. And I presume I'm probably the only one with that rank at the moment?
I believe there is one other person who has it.
Yeah.
No, I believe you're the only one who has it. Sorry,
Yeah.
just checking the other people. I thought someone else had it, but no, you're the only one to have taken medicine.
Oh, maybe that's something Feather can do. Depends on what we get with our XP, I guess.
It does. So, what would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to... Did you say medicine and mechanics?
Yes.
So, those of us who have medicine and those of us who have mechanics, probably try and do what we can to help the dragon. It's a space dragon after all that's over 1,000 years old. I imagine you don't come across those very often at all.
Checking to see what people have in mechanics.
I know, is it Marky's got some really good mechanics? I wouldn't be surprised if Feather has good mechanics too.
Well, Brum Brum Crash has 3 yellow,
Yeah.
2 green, and 2 blue in mechanics.
Can we use that, or
You can ask him for help. He can assist.
we would definitely like to do that. He's the one that fixes all the things.
So who's going to be? So you're going to be assisting Brum Brum?
I'll take over the ship while anything helps out.
Yeah.
I'm prepared for that question.
So technically you
So in
have...
this case,
one-
it's a choice of either or, mechanics or medicine.
no, it is a combination skill. So person's adding...
I see.
It's like when you're doing 2-weapon fighting, you take the worst of the 2 from each of the items in question, and you add them to the dice pool. So you've got a maximum dice pool of 4, and you've got a maximum yellow of 1. But you still get the 2 blue.
Yeah. And could we use a token?
You can use a token, which will change one of the greens to a yellow.
Yeah. I presume everyone's okay with that?
Yes, I'm good.
All good?
Okay, so ends up being 3 purple difficulty to heal him, as it's not an easy thing to do.
I imagine not. To be honest, I
Okay,
didn't
that
even
is a lot
realise
of
there were
failures.
dragons in Star Wars until you were talking about the Starwing Clan.
Okay, so
Was it
that's
bad?
an interesting roll. So you got a triumph, a failure,
Yeah.
and 2 advantages.
Doesn't sound good at all.
Okay, so
So do you think I'll get that reroll I asked for at the start of it?
well, we can actually try again.
So you can try multiple
You
times?
can
in
try
this
multiple
case?
times, just that you don't always
No.
get great results.
No. What does the fogey mean? I gather we have to deal with that first though.
The failure means that you couldn't, you didn't harm him in the process
Yeah.
because you didn't get despair.
Because we got the triumph and kind of broke even.
So, no, you didn't get a despair.
Yeah.
The triumph is great whether you failed or not.
Oh, okay.
So you realize that while you're working on him, that his scales have the same properties of your armor.
Oh, I see. Oh. That'd be something of great interest to Khalid, wouldn't it?
What does Khalid say to that?
Doesn't he work with armor and
Hello, Ross.
things? His mic might have gone as well.
I believe his mic has fallen over again.
Oh.
Got a little
But
bit
it's a pretty cool notion that like our armor would come from the same scales as dragon, and kind of makes sense for our clan as well. Sets us apart, makes us cool.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Dragon armor. Dragon scale armor.
Mm-hmm.
Just because dragons in general are cool
Exactly.
for most people.
Yep.
Well, you do know that the metal in question is Beskar itself is a form of what they call cortosis.
Cortosis.
Yes, there is more than Beskar that does that same property.
Okay.
Beskar is just one of their versions.
And do you know how to spell cortosis?
Cortis. That's an
Cortis?
What was that?
Cortis? C-O-R-T.
Cortosis.
C-O-R-T.
Oris. I believe it's correct. I can look it up properly in my
Later,
book.
yeah.
So learning gave you a bonus on your next check, which apparently was good for you.
How good?
Well, I'm about to find out. Okay, so you ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes
Woohoo!
and
Oh, wow.
a threat.
Ooh.
Okay.
We have
Hello.
Ross back again. So yes,
Discord is a piece of shit.
after finding out that the scales seem to be made out of the same material as your clan's armor, you managed to seal up the damage to his wings and body using a combination of organic material and welding and sealant.
I feel like this is wrong in some ways, but also, at least it worked.
He does thank you, saying, thank you very much. I was not expecting such aid. It will help the healing process greatly not to have it exposed.
And it is an honour to meet you.
And with my wing fixed, I shall be able to continue my explorations.
Would you grant one of our clan members a small honor if he can attempt it to touch you? If Ash wants to still make that attempt to scratch him behind the ear?
Only if it's okay, I ask.
He looks at Ash. Ash realizes that his eyes are bigger than you are. And he's looking directly at you with one of them.
I think, Thea, that I don't think I'll make it help if he had any interest there. I say, and I try to bow and kind of walk backwards in saying, yeah, don't think it's going to work the way I thought it was going to work.
You sort of realize that if you scratch him, it's like someone scratching your back while you're wearing your armor.
Yeah, I kind of woke up to my original idea and realized that no. Yeah.
I would still like to touch the dragon.
It does feel interesting. It has a very smooth feel to it, even though you can see ridges and lines.
Does it feel similar to our armor?
Actually feels smoother than your armor.
Okay, it's good to know.
Your armor has more of a metallic feel to it. This sort of feels partly organic still.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. That'd be the difference. And I swear I don't spend time alone in my room going, I touched a dragon, I touched a dragon. I'm absolutely an adult about it.
He asked you what brings you out this way.
Did anyone want to explain? I'm happy to explain, but I'm happy if other people want to talk to the dragon too.
I would explain that we are sent on a... we're sent on a quest to help recover some comrades from a company that we were hired to work for, and that we are searching for a planet that they are calling Luvia, if he has ever heard it in his history.
He has not heard of the place Luvia. So who were you looking for this place for?
I will mention Randall Mine.
And the Griffin.
And the Great Griffins.
The Great Griffins. Our primary goal is to rescue them.
He is not heard of either.
Do we have any specs on the kind of minerals that were on Alluvia?
No, that's part of what you were going there for. Apparently their ship had picked up a high mineral content, just that it was ambushed before they could deliver it, and the guy who came back was not the science person.
So, if we were to describe a planet with high mineral content, would Starwing know of anything like that in the area?
Okay.
He's going to roll. Wonder what stats the dragon has. Technically, I've seen the stats for the dragon. I just don't remember.
So he seems to think hard, and it seems to cause him a bit of pain.
Oh.
Well, he has been comatose for quite a while. And he says the last bunch of planets he remembers looking at was out by Iriadu, which you know is outside Elrood.
Do we know of that planet, or is that something that seems to be unmarked on our maps?
You know of Iriadu. It is the home of someone by the name of Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay.
And is one of the major starship construction planets for the Empire.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I don't have anything further for Starwing. Do you guys?
Do we want to suggest go visit the rest of our clan, or you guys clan? You three. So.
I was just gonna say I might just ask Starwing, in terms of being a part of his clan, is there anything specific in terms of just trying to think of a way to word it, not law, yeah, I was going to try and ask something based around, just gaining knowledge about our origins and that, because...
Okay, so he does think for a moment and then talks about how he does remember rescuing a bunch of colonists, is probably the best way to say it. They were escaping from the core worlds, having been expelled from that region by a highly aggressive group known as the Jedi.
Interesting.
And they seem to have lost the armor that they came with, and their gear. So he helped teach them how to build better armor.
And that's how...
As did some of his kin.
How many of them are there?
He does not know. He does not remember when any were born.
Interesting. So I suppose what we could do is tell him, from what we know, approximately where our clan is now resting on, I guess, the other nebulous field. And just like say more of our kind, or this way, if you are seeking anything further, we will send word that we have found you.
So he does remember that planet. That was where he led the survivors of the Exodus.
And yeah, we could say, like, we thank you for saving the survivors. They were able to create a great settlement, and our clan is still strong in that area.
He asked what happened to the other 3 clans that had formed on the planet.
Do we know?
Well, he says each of his siblings also had taught and had followers amongst your kind.
Interesting. May we get their name?
It's been so long he has forgotten.
Well, I guess I would think, I don't know, Theo wants to suggest talking to our elders on our colonial planet, perhaps. They may know more than us. Or this might be a lost history, we're not sure.
Would I have any knowledge of this from the book I've been reading?
From the book you've been reading, just talks of a great teacher.
Okay, so the great teacher is probably Starwing.
Or one of his siblings.
Yeah, or one of his siblings. And we don't have any information on any specific 3 clans that we might link.
So also possible that the 3 clans became one at some point.
Would we feel like it's might have been like my ex-Death Watch clan or something like that? Or is it just beyond that kind of thing?
It predates your Death Watch clan by quite a while.
Okay. Good. So I'll ask the question.
The Death Watch clan is an outcast clan of people who have basically left their clan behind. Whereas the Starwing one was one that had founded on an ideal. And it was like a founding clan member, like the original clans on Mandalore.
That makes more sense, yeah.
So it was just where they founded it on a different planet than Mandalore.
I would kind of reiterate that unfortunately this is not knowledge we have either, but our elders might, and since Ghana's given their location of the elders, invite Starwing to see or speak to them if Starwing feels safe in doing so. Were we to find out and be able to find Starwing again, we would definitely tell them. That's information that I will see if I can discover.
He gives you a frequency to contact him on. And first thing you notice is the frequency is one no one uses.
That's very interesting.
It's said to have a lot of background noise in it so that people can't communicate on it.
Okay.
It says if you have great need, you can call upon him for a favor.
Well, we'll definitely leave that for absolute avoid TPK type time.
Absolutely. Definitely great him, or thank him for this great honor as well.
He says it's nice to meet the descendants of those he once helped, for they had much honor.
We try to honor that memory by following the ways of our clan and its ethics and its morals.
He asks if the those who forced you out still roam the galaxy.
The Sith?
He says, well, he remembers the symbol, not the people. He remembers that your people described the Jedi as those who forced you out of the core.
What do we know of Jedi Sith?
At this stage, this is after Zerth fell, right?
It's after the Jedi have fallen. They have been purged by the Empire and listed as enemies of the state.
Okay, so we could share with him that there has been a great purge of those that remain of that clan, that empire that threw us out, and new power has taken its place. Well, those related are now enemies of this current empire. Though we operate within it, we don't. We believe that this is trading one evil for a new evil.
I'll also share with Starwing what I saw on, and I can't remember the name of
Derelin?
the planet where we saw the interrogator guys.
Inquisitors.
I'll describe, the Inquisitors and how they seem, just as Kayana's saying, they seem to be just as, if not more than, evil than the Jedi, and to be very wary if Starwing comes across any of them.
He can sense the anger of their blades from a distance.
Yeah, they are frightening in their capacity to hate.
He says they use their anger to forge their weapons, and the anger stays in the weapon.
That was very clear from what I witnessed.
Though he may talk from time to time, you would like to see where he can reach now that he has been awoken from his slumber.
We were glad to help. It's been a most definite honor.
It seems it has been a while he has been asleep.
About 1,000 years. I think is that what you worked out, Ayana?
Yeah, approximately that.
Yes, he wandered into the edge of a battle and
Didn't work out well.
did not work out well, no. It's not the thing one wants to do when you're surprised.
No. It sounds like it was a very intense fight between some massive forces, I guess.
It's had a mile-long ship in the battle.
Mile-long ship.
Yes, he managed to damage it before it got away, before it got him. All he remembers was it was called the Scourge.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the Scourge again.
We could warn him that we know of a ship by the name that is about the same length that still flies in this area.
That's a good idea, and where we last saw it.
Okay, so if you want to think of anything else to ask him, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom. To give you a chance to think. Oh, I need to go.
I think just in terms of the Starwing clan, just the origins, it was good to learn. It's obvious that having been in hibernation, probably not too much more than history beyond the last 1,000 years. Can you guys think of anything?
I'm just in awe.
Yeah, appropriately.
Yeah, not really.
In terms of things...
Feather is wondering just how much he could smuggle between planets using this friend.
You could ask.
It's a fair call. It's a fair call.
Probably almost a whole ship's worth of stuff. 3 ships.
It's 80 meters, right?
I think the word you're looking for is all of it.
At 80 meters, and we're what, a 30-meter ship, so it's like 2 1/3 ships, 2/3 ships.
Yeah, but like, think how much you could smuggle and how protected it would be.
Yeah. It would attract a bit of attention, I thought. That's the only problem I was thinking.
Sorry, what was that, Mark?
You'd get a bit of attention. If he said this out loud, I'll say, well, we may a bit of attention since it's such a great beast.
You might be right. I'm not going to disagree with you there at all.
No.
The question is also, is there storage?
Who's going to try and stop it?
Look, hey. Yeah, usually I'm the kind of person that shoots first, and I don't at the moment because I'm in awe. So I can see where you're coming from.
Aside from David, wanting to investigate smuggling opportunities. We're fairly sure there's no questions we can think of that might be advantageous to us to ask. It's offered us a favour. I wouldn't ask for anything from it because that's our clan symbol. So I'm happy with just getting the knowledge that we've got.
Okay.
That sort of space dragon. This bad boy can fit so many smuggled goods in it.
Well, I was just pondering, if you take away body organs, is there actually enough storage space for other stuff?
In the dragon?
Yeah.
If you were to kill the dragon and hollow it out.
Yeah. Well, I think that might be Feather's idea. I'm guessing killing the dragon would be quite difficult, though.
It would be fairly difficult.
If we come across an already dead one, you've got a partner in terms of converting that thing into a ship.
It'd probably be easier to buy a new ship.
But it would look and
That's the
be
truth.
so cool. You're flying a literal star dragon for a ship. That would be absolutely awesome. And would also show that you had so much wealth, you didn't care how much you wasted.
Or you just order a custom ship that looks like a Star Dragon.
Looks like and is totally different things.
Okay. So he does thank you for your time. I'm just gonna, and he manages to move his wings fully. And as he extends them out, you see light cascade off it as he starts to take off.
Wow. That is really awesome.
Traveling faster than your vessel.
Of course, travels faster than ours.
Not by much.
Maybe we should have asked for a lift. Except we don't know where we're going.
Okay, so you will now have some more time to continue before you reach your next jump point.
So, we were doing a series of jumps, weren't we?
You were, because you can't jump directly to where
Where we were.
the coordinates for Alluvia were.
Yeah, I remember you saying we were like another 8 hours or something to the next jump point.
16 hours to the next jump point.
Yep, 16 hours to the next jump point. Okay.
I'm just trying to change. Sorry, I'm not making a disco. I'm trying to just change the percentage, but it's not winning.
If she just wants to make it challenging for me to read.
No, as I said, I didn't want to turn it off. I'm just trying to change the percentage, but yeah, I'm just turning it into a disco in here. I'm trying to fix it.
So we need is it astrogation check?
I think, yeah.
It will be an astrogation check.
I've got 2 yellow and 2 green in rank 2.
Okay, so you've hit the first day of the 7th month of the Star Wars calendar. As you reach the next jump point.
I'm almost there. There it is. Found it.
Bookmark. The dragon can be a good bookmark. So what did you say your dice pool was, Mark?
2 yellow, 2 green.
2 yellow, 2 green.
for a reading from? Do you need it harder than that?
That's okay. So, Mark, do you use a destiny point?
You have to call it before we roll it. That's the only.
Yeah, no. I think we should because this is important. We don't want to land into sun. Done that close before.
Yeah, I think half the problem is we'll end up taking longer to get wherever we're going. But I don't mind if you want to spend the destiny points. They're there to be spent, Martin tells us.
No. So I think this is a very important role. So.
Which is why the GM is now spending them whenever you do. Okay, so...
Well, that looks okay.
Pretty good for you. Okay, so that worked out to be a triumph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Literally, my couch stops me like 2 inches from the glass.
And 2 threat. Okay, so yes, you successfully make the jump to hyperspace.
This is good news.
This one is said to be about a week away.
Oh, okay. So we can hyperspace now. Okay.
Sounds like we got a little bit
So
of
it took you
downtime.
16 hours to get to the jump point.
Okay. So,
Insert
cool.
montage of downtime activities here.
You can.
I will be swapping driving between Brum and myself. So.
Yeah, we'd probably all take turns doing a little bit of driving because we need.
Is that driving a vehicle?
It is piloting space.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, Gary?
You have all the ground vehicles, we have the space vehicles. How's that sound?
So it looks like Feather's been taken for a ride.
You just wanted to say that.
Okay, so after your jump, you find yourself in the middle of lots of gas clouds, and your senses are saying that there is something in the area.
Not a space dragon this time.
Interesting. Okay. Something like something moving in the area or something stationary?
It has detected something in the area, but that's all the senses are telling
All it
you until
knows.
someone does something different with that.
Okay, so it's a proximity warning.
Well, it is detecting something.
Can I do a computer check of some sort?
Are you flying?
Oh, that's right. Okay, I assume I'm not flying my room's not here today. So I can't do that, sorry. Someone check the
I'll check what's going on with the computer.
Yep.
After rolling, mechanics computer check. Just try to see what I think detail does. Okay, so I can convert successes into advantages. Okay, so that's 1 yellow and 3 green.
I got so excited for a second. I thought that was the roll.
See, if you didn't say that carelessly, you might have thought, oh yeah, I'll be nice to you guys for once. But,
I was like, yeah, that's totally it.
yeah. Okay. I'm just watching his hands and see how many dice he picks up. That's the interesting bit. And he's got a smile on his face. Oh, that sounds like a special dice.
That's called the setback dice. Is there a lot of interference around you at the moment?
That's right.
Okay. Checking various things I can pull in. Okay.
No, go back to what it was before. I'm just kidding.
There are actually yellow dice in there? Oh, okay.
There you go, you got 2 advantages.
What a pity it's eye for detail can't change advantages into successes.
It's a shame it doesn't go the other way. But unfortunately, that is the way of these things. As you're
So what do you...
you're looking at the screen, it's not telling you that there is anything particular out there.
Can I give myself another blue dice and reroll again? I thump the side of the box to try to get the clear the interference.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, so you ended up with 2 failures, a triumph, and 4 advantages. You can tell you're not getting interference, it's just that there's lots of gases around you that is interfering with your senses.
Okay.
We're good, Carla? You're there?
I can't detect shit in this bloody gas cloud.
Okay.
There's interference from the gases. But there's something out there.
Okay.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah.
Should we double check just to be sure? Like deviate from course a tiny bit? Or do we just push through and hope we don't run into anything?
Well, it should be fine. I'm driving, I'm flying. Should be good.
With the proximity detector, can it actually tell us how far away it is?
It can't. It's struggling to pick up the signal, just that it keeps picking up a power signal signature in the region.
All I can suggest is that somebody get prepared to get on the guns. That's all I'm just saying. I'll fly us out of here if we have to adjust things. Trust me. I'm a good pilot.
I'm sure that will help greatly.
I'm breathing encouragement into the party. No. Get all the bad thoughts out. It might go on to the DM as well, maybe, if it's okay. See.
We're just trying to find the page I'm looking for. So, what are you going to do?
I was just going to still pilot along, but keep an eye out through the front driving screen or driving window. And if I see anything in sight that comes near us, I'll yell out straight away.
Yeah, I'll just try to see if I can detect the energy signal again.
Okay, this time you get to add a little more blue. And we shall see if you get any better this time.
Too bad.
Okay, so as you're working with the sensors, it's taking you a while to figure out what's out there, but you are picking up just trying to figure out exactly how many 4 capital ships, 4 capital ship power signatures.
That's not good.
Okay, I'm detecting 4 capital ship scale power signatures.
Let's avoid that.
Okay.
Can I actually set up at the cockpit to actually lay it out where they are located, so he can avoid them?
I see one here.
You simply have a look at one of the player screens, and you can see your ship's in the middle of 4 others.
Okay.
We need
those ships are not exactly what you're seeing. You're just seeing power signatures, and you're seeing one larger one off in the distance.
We need to negotiate. Or I don't see him yet, so I was thinking. Okay. So all around us.
No, it's not all around us. Just think of it. They're only thinking in 2 dimensionals. Think in 3. We can.
Okay.
The game board is in 2 dimensions. They are not.
Okay.
They are not in anyone in each other's firing line. So if they were to all fire at you at the same time, not one of them would hit another.
Okay.
Is there any space debris around?
There's a lot of volatile gases.
Yeah, I don't think they want to fire volatile gases. It's not usually a good thing to do. So let's wait till if they want to reach out with comms. Let's just. Oh, we don't know what they are yet. I'm on assumption we don't see them or anything like that. I just let Thayer and Kayana know that they might have to be ready on the comm station.
I was gonna say, well, what would be the likelihood that we can pass through this gas cloud undetected? Well, I would say undetected, but they probably have better scanners, so I don't know.
We don't know if they're a threat yet or not, so let's just assume for the good.
For
Otherwise,
Watch, you're so positive thinking.
well, or once somebody get ready to get on the guns.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm kind of with you. I'm just like, maybe we should just try to keep it as under the radar as we possibly can. Continuing forward.
As we really don't know the energy signals, so we don't really know what kind of
exactly
locate yet. So they could be friendly, could be neutral.
We're just gonna go very carefully.
I could get like a kill count up for my killing ships. But we'll see how they go. But I think we'll play it safe because, yeah. So just get ready. Just get ready on the. Yeah, go ahead.
How far away from our next jump?
You're not quite sure. Your sensors are currently not able to pick up where to go. It's struggling to find your bearings.
Okay. Yeah, because I'll just keep driving, just flying in the same path until we see sight of these things somehow. But being in a gas cloud, it's going to be very hard. So I just tell people prepare for anything, but potentially maybe on the comms. So.
Okay. Okay, so
And I'm on the assumption that I got told there's engine signals all around me, kind of thing. So I assume that if I go any direction would make a difference. So.
Okay, so Mark, what is your character's perception?
Alright, character's perception is perception. Oh crap! Just 2 green. Hey, good pilot, just not very perceptive.
Well, this is you trying to look outside the view screen to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Not good.
So you're taking 4 strain.
Okay, I've got that down. Down to 9 strain.
As you realise that the energy signatures that you're picking up are coming from what's called skip ray blast boats.
So are we to assume then that this might be pirates?
Or the Empire, both of them fly these vehicles.
Okay.
But they're also flown by other people.
Okay.
The Old Republic also had them.
Compared to our ship, what kind would I, being a specialised pilot, would I know that we have while there's possibly more of them than us, would we have any sort of advantage being in the shuttle or not?
Well, your ship isn't considered a capital ship.
Okay.
Whereas these things are, and they're not much bigger than your ship, if not the same size.
I can see on the table there you have the minis out, and I'm just like, that's not terrifying at all.
So they're pocket battleships.
Well, they're patrol boats that punch above their weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these things have been known to take down ships 10 times their size.
It sounds like that's the ship that we want to get next.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. I'll pass it on to the
sure you'll only ever need a crew of 5.
Okay, I'll pass on the crew that I think we've got these surrounding us. Prepare for communications, I believe.
You can see slight distortion coming from the ones you're seeing before you.
Yeah.
So you think the part of the screw up with your sensors and being unable to navigate is because of them?
Yep.
You know that they have the ability to jam other ships, let alone shut them down.
What flavour?
Raspberry.
I was going to go for booze.
Okay, so this is Lone Star.
And you also see off in the distance, with that lone success, silhouette of the ship you called the Scourge.
Okay, so yeah, we can safely assume pirates.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, We were to rescue the crew, which is assumably on the Scourge. Or one of these ships. So,
Okay.
we're in the right spot. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's get our best negotiators ready. And Carla, get ready to get on the guns worst case.
You have
I don't think we'll have a chance, but this... Yeah. Go ahead, Martin.
You have multiple guns on your ship.
Yeah, we do. We're pretty packed with guns, I think, from what we're told originally. So. But unless they communicate with us and unless they completely block our way, I'll keep moving forward as such. So.
With this ship, can you arrange the shields around, or it's just one shield for the whole lot?
I was just gonna look up my.
I believe we can do some stuff like that.
Let's dig another book out that will have better.
Because my gunnery is not that fantastic.
Yeah, see, if Brumman was here, I'd go on the guns because I've got 3 yellows, 3 green. But yeah, but I'm driving at the moment, so I can't really do both. So.
Unless you fix it forward and you treat it as a fighter.
Still, we've got 5 ships against 1. That could be a bit difficult. So.
That's if you can actually fix everything for forward firing. I don't think this is set up as a gunship.
It did have some potential if we needed it, but not. It was more of a
future project.
Well, it was a well-armoured shuttle. That's all I got told. I think originally. So. Does that sound right, Martin?
It's an armed shuttle. It has been upgraded from the base one.
Yeah.
So this is where Aaron comes in and distracts the pirates with a peanut butter and cheese toast.
Oh. I think the pirates are down left because they've got peanut butter and cheese toasters. Yes.
Probably not, but you know.
All of a sudden, all the pirates leave. Oh, what happened there?
They get distracted by snack time.
Okay, so that will work as a distance.
Kind of not what I wanted to hear, but sure.
No, we just...
Okay, so yes.
I'm trying to go for the friendly option first.
That's okay.
Keep dropping things on my feet. My feet don't appreciate. Okay, so everyone gets to roll. I would say you can choose either cool or vigilance.
Which one of mine is higher? I can't quite understand.
I'd have to do a next level. Is do one of those 2. 2 green.
Your cool is higher. And you can suffer 1 strain to gain a success.
No, I'll go for my cool. Because I'm a cool pilot. 2 green for me, I'm cool.
So I was going to ask David first because he was asking, does he wish to take a strain to give himself a success?
I definitely.
Was that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it's just struggle to hear.
Yeah, sorry, did you...
So that works out to be 3 successes and 4 advantages for further.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mark, what is your dice pool?
2 green.
So a success and an advantage.
Yeah. I can live with that.
Just give one of those advantages of the brain, if that's possible.
What was that, David?
It's going to use one of those atomic figures to jump off the brain, if that's possible.
No, the entire dice roll is your initiative score.
No,
Okay, because you count triumphs ahead of successes, successes ahead of advantages, but the entire number represents where that slot fits. So what is Kayana's choice?
I'll choose vigilance, 2 yellow, 1 green.
2 yellow, 1 green. Okay, so that it becomes 2 successes, 3 advantages. Thea has... Just looking it up for you. So vigilance gives you 2 yellow, 2 green, 2 blue versus 1 yellow, 2 green.
Yeah, I think that's one.
So that works out to be 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 3 advantages.
Thank you.
And Khalid, what was Khalid's?
I'm using cool, so that's 1 yellow, 3 green.
Okay, so that appears to be quite good for you guys, as it is a triumph.
Yay,
1 triumph and 4 successes. And I'm going to do the crew of who you're up against. That is 3 successes, 3 advantages. Five successes, 1 advantage. Three successes. One success and 5 advantages. And 4 advantages. And I just need to arrange all the order and we see who gets to go first. Okay, so we have had a call for people to get into the gunwale. We have a party member going first. Who wishes to go first?
Did you say we needed someone with gunnery?
Yeah, it's the gun. It's using the gunnery's skill for the chip guns.
Anyone can get into the gunnery well. Gunnery means you do it better. But I was asking which player wants to go first. Currently, you're all in the cockpit having been talking about this.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Would Ross like to go first?
Would who like to go first?
Would Ross like to go first? We did discuss having Khalid on standby to head to the guns, or if Feather wants to go. Okay, if Feather. You like shooting things?
Yeah. If no one acts, then Feather, if no, like Feather looks to you all, no one moves, so Feather gets up and immediately runs the gun off.
I've only got one rank in gunnery, so I'm happy for anyone better skilled than I to take guns.
You are probably the most.
I'm the most skilled? If I'm the most skilled, then I'm running for the gun.
So the okay, GM's going to now speak up. The co-pilot is the laser gunner. There is a secondary console for the torpedo launchers.
I'll take one, Feather can take the other.
Feather was acting. Which one is Feather? Seed is Feather getting into?
Sorry, can you repeat me what the two options were again? I've just got a whole bunch of sidetracks.
The co-pilot seat has the laser guns. There is a secondary console for the torpedo launchers.
And we have somebody else with piloting, with significant piloting skills, right?
You have currently got Ash in the pilot seat.
Yep. Alright.
Yeah, but we have somebody else who is an experienced pilot.
I've got piloting. I don't know if I've got significant piloting.
Yeah, cool, no, that's alright. Alright, so do we have anybody else with piloting that's previously identified themselves as a pilot?
Kyana does have a rank in pilot. It hasn't done much.
We've got basic pilot training, but we're not combat pilots. We're more like normal pilots.
Yeah, right. Feather looked around, looked to you all. Well, I'm not a pilot, so I guess it's the torpedoes.
Oh, I've got piloting and combat, so I'd take laser guns.
Okay, so as Feather jumps into the torpedo launcher seat, then you see some skylight up around you as one of the blast boats starts opening fire. Because you don't get to all act together.
Really? It's not all hands on deck?
You do have different initiatives.
I'm joking.
So we're just trying to read stuff.
I'm fine with other people doing their thing.
Okay, so they are firing at you with their with some high-range laser cannons. Okay, just wanted to read the details on it. They are shooting out at medium range.
Not good.
Okay, so they miss, but they do ignite a gas cloud beside you, and the whole ship shakes. Just going to check something and see what happens. Where did that book go? Having to balance all my books in different directions. Okay, so your rear shields drop.
That's not good.
Is that something someone like Brom could prepare in the background?
It's something someone can do on an action.
Okay.
Okay, so who would like to go next?
I will.
Okay, Ross is up. What is Ross doing?
I'm bringing back the shields online.
Okay. Now I need to look up that rule. 'Cause it's a specific role for you. Where is that page? I know I have that page.
What skills does Kayada have in combat on ship?
I hit things with my hands.
Yeah, but you're on a ship, so what kind of skills do you got?
I boss everybody else out around. I
Okay,
don't think the answer there is I don't have very many skills.
Okay, you
Russ.
don't have anything yet.
Ross, what is your mechanics?
It is 3 yellow, 1 green.
3 yellow, 1 green. Okay, so this is called boosting shields.
Yep.
It's not actually repairing the shields. Because you can't really do that in combat. Okay, so you ended up with 1 advantage. Unfortunately, the shields do not come on. But you have caused your ship to suffer 1 system strain.
Definitely need to work on the mechanics side of things.
Is the ship a character?
The ship has its own sheet.
The problem is I'm a droid mechanic, not a ship mechanic. If it was a droid, I'd be able to give its wounds back.
Oh, I see.
I'm not a modder.
Yeah, no, I don't think it
Strain
counts.
is not wounds. Strain is different to wounds.
Nice thought.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think the modern one gives back strain.
Okay, so that was Ross's go. Who's going to go next?
I might try and shoot something.
Okay, so
Because I did say I was going to go for the co-pilot and the laser guns.
yep. So you spend a maneuver to get into the seat.
Yep. Need to give you stats.
I am looking it up for you.
I do have a sheet in front of me and
You
it's
do?
mostly correct.
Okay, so it does say your gunnery is 1 yellow and 1 green.
Yeah, you're right. I think aside from Feather and Ash, I'm the only other one with gunnery.
Okay, looking up on your sensors, it says that they're firing from outside your weapons range.
Oh. Can
Your weapons range needs you to close in on them.
I, and it's fine if I can't give instructions to Ash since he's piloting, or as the co-pilot, can I make a decision about manoeuvring the ship? Or is that too much to do in this move?
You can, but that would then cost you 2 strain to yourself.
Would we do something like she could delay action till I move close to a ship or something like
She's already taken her action.
that? Okay, that's okay. I thought I asked the question.
That's
It's
all
all
I was
good.
asking. Is that what my move's done? Is just
No, you can use a second maneuver to advance the ship closer.
Well, we do want to we want to fight these guys, right? Sorry, I was out of the room when they first came on.
Yeah, very much, because they're already firing on
In
us.
which case, I'll take the extra strain at this stage. Get us within
So you move within firing range of one of them.
So that when it comes back around to feathers, although torpedoes it won't matter so much. But
The torpedoes have generally a lesser range than the others because you've got a lock on and fire.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it'll be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which
yeah.
is amusing that they gave torpedoes less of a range than.
If that'll be helpful, I'll do that.
Okay, so you can, as you've had 2 maneuvers, you can still use your action to fire.
I'll fire them.
Okay, so what is there?
So is that 4 strain or 3 strain?
Sorry, it's 2 strain for you at the moment. Just gotta get back to the page I dropped to have a look at something else. I'm just juggling a few things at the moment.
I just should keep track of my strain.
Okay, so it has forward shields up.
Well, that's okay now. I
Which
get
were
peanut butter
completely
cheese toast.
ineffective.
They were completely ineffective?
They were.
That toast was totally worthwhile.
Okay, so you hit with your forward weapon. Dealing 6 damage. So 2 points of damage get through. Okay. It is now up to one of them to go.
I can move the ship behind that to give those on torpedoes a go if they're still
I think it's pirates first.
It's pirates first? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yes, because they each had an initiative.
That's okay. I'm good.
This one closes into closer range and targets you with its iron cannon.
That doesn't sound good. We don't have one of those, do we?
You do not. Iron cannons can disable a ship without killing it.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But it is targeting the rear of your ship. Which means you get shields. Okay, so they take some strain. As they do 2 damage to your ship. Just looking up the iron weapon damage. So makes it 6, and you have a hull of 5, so you take 1 system strain from them, bringing you up to 2 system strain.
What is the ship's max strain?
15.
Okay.
The one behind closes in and does the same thing.
How many are we up against?
4 of them.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. May come to hand-to-hand combats when we get boarded.
Apparently, all they can do is provide a bonus to their friend.
Oh, that's something.
Okay, so who wishes to act next?
I think
I would like to if no one else, because I want to move behind one. So the first one that shot us, which I believe is the one towards area under, I think, and that area to the dragons. I'd like to maneuver around that behind it so we can shoot from behind. So without torpedoes.
I think that just leaves Koyana out of
which is perfectly okay with me. So I'll be the last player turn.
So you want to deal 2 system strain on your ship to move? You have already moved once this round. To move a second time will cause 2 system strain automatically.
They did come closer to us though, so you may not need to.
I've got, I'm just looking at my full throttle thing. Character may push a single vehicle past its limits on speed. Okay, no, I can't use that. If I can't move around...
These things are slower than your ship.
Yeah, I'd like to get us out from being like piggy in the middle, that's all. So I'm willing to take some strain, Martin. So.
Okay.
So that's extra strain to the ship.
That is extra strain to the ship. It's now on 4. And where are you trying to take the ship, Mark?
The one that we've hit, I just want to get behind it, like the rear of it, and I want to make sure I'm trying to look for a spot where I'm not right in the middle kind of thing. So I think it's when I look at the screen, it's the one closer to the dragons, the dragon cabinet.
Yep.
My way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to try to pass that ship?
Yeah, kind of like do a kind of...
With the space that you can move adjacent to it.
I'm trying to, if I can, be on the opposite side of the big ship, if that makes sense. If I know that the big ship's there. So.
Okay, so you move the ship to that point.
Yep. Do I need to roll any dice or anything for that? Or?
Not for a base movement.
Okay.
If you want to do anything special, there are many special things a pilot can do.
Well, I was thinking of maybe like go around it and be right behind it. Like, can I use like a handbrakey term or not?
You can't do 3 maneuvers on the same.
Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. I thought I'd ask a question. It's all good.
You've already done 2 maneuvers with the ship. That's where pilot and co-pilot can maneuver a ship better without taking strain themselves.
So I'll mainly just yell out, "Shut up with the torpedoes!"
Okay, so do you want to actually line up on that ship?
Yeah. I don't have any guns, I suppose, as a pilot, do I?
The co-pilot has the guns.
Yeah, cool. Just I'll ask the question, just in case. So. I could have a, huge kind of 20 sidewinders sitting at my control thing just off my thing. So, you had to ask these questions. If you don't ask, you don't know. So.
This is true. I strongly agree with that.
Mm.
It never hurts to ask and find out.
No, that's all right. Just trying to make it easy aiming for our gunners at the moment.
Okay, so you can perform the gain the advantage action.
Okay.
To basically put yourself in a better position.
That sounds like the move we want.
Yeah, we want to get out of... We're currently
Just
threatened.
The torpedoes, are they forward firing only?
The torpedoes are forward firing only.
I assume it's maneuver, Martin. Is that... Do I have to roll dice for that? I'm not sure. Or?
It is It is rolling dice.
Okay. If it's going to give us a better position, also less trouble, and I'm keen to do that at the moment. But is that a third manoeuvre, or that is just a second manoeuvre?
It is an actual action to put yourself into a better position.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so what is your pilot?
I am 3 yellow, 3 green. I'm trying to get Feather's first kill in the ship. So.
Okay, so it does mean that they won't be able to use evasive maneuvers on you if you actually succeed.
Okay, cool.
So with 3 successes, it will be very hard for them to get out of your way.
Oh, okay. Shoot him with the torpedoes, or there's one last thing. My free talking action.
Okay. You have lucked that in. Okay, this one closes in. And it's still a little, because you have moved, it's too far to shoot you with its iron cannon, so it shoots you with its normal weapon. As you've turned to the front, it does not have to worry about shields. As it's firing on your front. Okay, so their weapons are apparently not doing very well against you.
They're scared of Ash, the Great Pilot. I'm going with that one.
Presentation procedure.
So they do 2 hull damage to your ship.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to a last remaining player.
That would be Kayana.
Hello. I have no idea what I can do. Is there another gunnery position at all or not?
There is not another gunnery position.
That's okay. I'm not very good with computers, so I don't think I can help the ship that much. In terms of all this stuff, since I'm not the pilot, is there any support I can give the ship as an action?
Well,
Get very armed and ready to be boarded.
That's the best I got. And I'm 100% okay with that.
it is possible to do a damage control as a action.
Ooh, yes. I'm not good at it, but I can try.
Mechanics.
I can try.
The downside is only 1 roll can be used against the hull per battle.
Oh. Okay, so
But
I
you
will
can-
be...
You can work on the system strain multiple times.
Okay, so in the system strain, that's all mechanics, right?
That is all mechanics.
Okay, well then I will just focus on trying to fix as much system strain as possible.
You may also, other things you can do is plot a course using astrogation to make the most of the terrain. Use a computer check to do jamming. You need astrogation or perception to do the plot course. You can do mechanics to boost the shields again, but that will strain the system. There is the manual repairs. There is doing fire discipline. Unfortunately, you only have 1 laser and 1 torpedo, but if you had more than that, you could do fire discipline to make them all work together. You could scan the enemy for using the scanners. You can try to break into the enemy's computer system using computers, or you can try to use computers to make the missiles that have targeting you miss.
Okay. Well then I would like to use perception to plot course.
Okay.
Then
So, what is your character's perception?
2 yellow, 1 green.
That is actually quite a nice roll.
Yay!
It looks like the dice likes your suggestion.
I was going to say, the dice is strong in this one.
Okay, you can tell that there is a debris field that the sensors are not picking up. You think you managed to come out of the debris lane, otherwise you would have rammed into it upon entry. This was what the triumph from your astrogation check gave you.
Nice.
Otherwise you would have run into a debris field that they had left in place.
Gotcha.
And it's why it also took them 3 rounds to attack you, because they were trying to maneuver around someone who positioned where they weren't expecting you.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, with that, I will just share that all ahead with my pilots and let them know, and like, oh, look at all this stuff. Now focus and shoot.
Okay. It is a new round. Who wishes to go first?
Yep. Wants to go with the torpedoes?
Yep, I would like to go first.
Okay, so what is Feather's gunnery?
Dog shit? Sorry, I mean, useless?
I think it's 2 grand, I think. Yeah.
So 2 green for Feather?
Yep, 2 grand confirmed on the website, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I just got a 404 for my character. Damn it.
I'm in the middle of fixing things, so things may break in.
Yeah, don't stress. I found a different way to get there.
Okay, so one of your torpedoes is launched.
Okay.
And it sails right past.
No surprises. If anyone's any better at this, feel free to take over. Also, we should get the hell out of here.
The GM will also point out these may be the people you're looking for.
That's why I asked before. We certainly wanna.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I was trying to get off mute. Yeah, it's more than likely this is where our missing crew is. So we need to see what we can do to try to get some.
Okay, so that brings us to one of them. Okay, so the guy you were shooting at on the side turns and faces you. And uses its torpedo, not its torpedoes, its iron weapon at point blank range.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, we're so much trouble.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that.
So that is 1 triumph, 4 successes, and 2 advantages.
Is this where we go ahead and call in our favor?
Okay, so uses its triumph and its 2 advantages to hit you 3 times with its iron cannon. So they all count as 1 lot of damage. Okay, so you get, that means 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 by 3, so it does 24 damage to your ship, minus your armor of 4.
That's definitely gonna take us down.
You see all your systems shut down.
Right.
Okay. That brings us to a character's turn. Who wishes to go next?
I'd go try to get the ship back online. I'm not sure if you guys want to do that. Or...
Would be lovely.
Okay, I'll use my mechanics to see if I can get the ship back online.
give me a sec as I'm calculating the actual damage your ship took on top of the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so your ship is currently sitting on 15 strain and 15 damage out of 25 damage. Okay, so I believe that was Ross saying he was going to go next. Is that correct?
No,
Okay.
Ross, yeah.
Well, you're piloting. I'll try to get it back online.
Okay.
As a pretty smart ass side comment, Heather says, well, at least we know they don't want to come. Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
I was going to say, absolutely enjoying the optimism there.
So you're doing the damage control?
Yes.
Okay. And you're repairing system strain?
Yep, if that's required to get the ship back online.
Well, you do note that they didn't actually use that to critically hit you. They just basically did it to bring your ship down. So, what is your mechanics again?
It's 3 yellow and 1 green. I would like to upgrade my green.
Okay, using the last of your points. Okay, so you succeed. Just checking to see if you actually get more than one.
Do I need advantages to get repair?
You do not need advantages
Or
to get
success.
repair.
Okay.
You need to succeed to repair.
Yep.
Just making sure that you... Okay, so normally it repairs 1 system strain, but you've repaired 2. So you managed to get the ship to 13 strain instead of 15. But you take 2 strain in the process.
Yep.
Okay, so that is... that was a player's action, so it is now another player's action. Who wishes to act? Systems are now
Bring your ships back online, guys, if you want. We'll try.
Hey!
Yeah? Okay. I'll try to get the shields back online, Martin, with my 2 yellow, 2 green mechanics.
Okay. So does this mean you wish to move the rear shields to the front?
So no?
Do you wish to move the rear shields to the front, or do you wish to try to temporarily boost the shields?
Can I get the other 3 shields back online, or they're too hardy?
You only have 1 shield running at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You can move it to another spot. The shields will not come back in combat.
Okay.
You can boost them, taking system strain to do so.
And like, I'll move the one from the rear to...
You only have front or rear.
Rear. Okay. I'll move the one to the rear to my left-hand side.
So you're moving it...
Front or rear.
So you're moving it to a non-existent zone at this stage.
Okay.
So move the shields to the front would be the correct option here.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so that takes a maneuver to do that.
Yep.
Do you wish to spend an action doing something?
I know we want to get to the ship, but I'm wondering if we can... Yeah, well, I got a feeling I'm going to get boarded anyway, so I'm trying to move around so you don't get attacked as much. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm not sure if I can use that as my action as a ship maneuver. Was that possible or not really?
If you want to move your ship will take 2 strain and shut down again.
Yep, I'll just have to do the shield, so I can't then. No,
because you've already done a ship maneuver.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay. Okay, so this one comes up beside you, almost point blank, and you can hear over your comms, this is the Scourge, power down or be destroyed.
At this stage, do you guys think it's worth being taken prisoner and fighting our way out?
It might be easier than trying to kill 5 ships with 1 ship.
Yeah, because we're definitely going to die.
Yeah. If we got some really lucky rolls at the start, we might have had a chance, but I don't think we have a fight.
Yeah. I don't know how long our luck will run for. If Kyle and Feather and Thea are okay with, I guess, surrendering, I don't think it's worth trying to fight these 4 other ships right now.
Okay, so while that's happening, this one moves in besides this one, having their action, and now it is a party's action again.
I'll take or if unless anybody has an immediate need to take an action.
Go ahead.
So far, Thea hasn't had a second turn. Kayana hasn't had a second turn. Feather has already had his second turn.
I have to.
So we've figured out we're outgunned. Everything's down.
You've just got it back up again.
Oh, we just got it back up again.
You heard over the radio, the pirates are calling themselves the Scourge, saying, "Power down or be destroyed."
Okay.
We just earned a favor from a dragon. Keep in mind, the dragon was severely damaged by the ship. Would we want to call in that favor?
I don't know that we want to call the dragon back to deal with the very pirates that almost destroyed it. Did you say we're dealing with 4 smaller ships?
4 ships about a little bit longer than yours, but have the power of a greater ship.
Yeah, that you said they can take on like 10, something.
They can take on something 10 times their size.
Yeah.
They punch above their weight.
So fighting them is probably not good. We can't outfly them, really, can we?
You can fly faster than them, but that means you would have had to turn tail and run, and these are your best lead.
And we think they have our ship crew.
You know the Scourge captured your crew.
Right, okay, alright.
And they've just identified themselves as the Scourge.
So we could try to talk our way through it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So that'd be my guess. My thoughts.
So you are a leader. Do you want to go ahead and answer their call and surrender?
I'm gonna take a leaf out of I can't think of the famous pirate's name.
Jack Sparrow?
Yes, we accept your surrender.
The other one that's Star Wars based one.
Oh, okay, so Hondo.
Hondo's book. I
right.
would say try and use. I don't think I've got charm.
But they don't seem to be asking for you to talk to them. They've said power down or get destroyed.
Okay.
You can try to negotiate against that, but that's what they have asked.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, how about we negotiate? But I have a feeling from what you're saying, I would lose that negotiation even with 2 ranks in negotiation.
It would be negotiating after we've powered down and we're talking to somebody. Talk our way out of being captured, basically.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably. Is there a reverb happening for a reason?
I believe our mics have been heard through other people's
Computers.
computers,
Yeah,
yes.
that's okay.
That's where most of our reverb comes
Yeah,
from.
I keep hearing
Who wants that
echoing
guy?
of voices and trying to figure out if it's a pain effect or if it's a real life effect. So I guess my only action would be to power down. Is that correct?
That would be your safest option. Doesn't mean you surrender, it just means you stop them shooting at you.
Yeah. Well, I will take the move, as I said, because as a leader, I'll also take the consequences and the responsibility, I guess, of powering down.
Okay, so you power the ship down.
Can't wait for someone else to take that one.
Oh, hey, you just saved them. I'm just looking up the proton torpedo. It gets 2 dice to continue attacking the ship you targeted.
Oh, okay. Whose torpedo is that?
The ones that was fired by Feather.
Oh, so even though we're powered down, they're going to go off.
Well, the torpedoes were fired, and they were targeted on something. They
Okay.
missed, but doesn't mean they won't continue trying to hit the target.
Oh, I see. Oh.
That was player 1.
Okay, so guided 2 means it gets 2 dice in the attack roll without you controlling it. But with that dice roll, the missiles explode harmlessly away from it.
Mm.
So if he, there's always a chance it can continue.
I didn't know about that thing. Would you mind taking a photo for me of what's happening on board when you get a chance?
I can. I was just looking
Take
something
your
up.
time. Look everything up.
The guided quality is just confirming how it works, so I made sure I had it right. Just hands aren't working well today. Okay. So, your ship starts to shut down as someone's given the power down command. Okay. So yes, what would you like to do now? You're technically out of space combat.
No. Get ready for a different type of combat.
Is this where you have to call parlay?
I guess it's what we're hoping to do, since we talked about negotiating our way out of being captured. But as you said, it's our best lead for finding the grey griffins.
Do you mind if potentially I have a chat with them?
He is our best talker. But you do have some pretty good skills. If maybe Thea and Feather want to take lead on this.
Yep, I'll go get my sidewinder, just in case.
I was gonna say,
Well, you mean it was not beside you the entire time?
Ash was
Oh, no, sorry, it was beside me, but I had to have my hands on
I
the
was gonna say,
steering wheel.
Ash never gives up.
So, before the feast, and before we even try and reach out, what are we trying to do?
Well, that's what I was just going to say before we start embarking on all this. Maybe we should come up with a strategy first.
Well, whatever you're going to do, you better do it quickly, because one way or another, they're about to come and...
Yeah, they are going to be very fast. Sorry, I'm not thinking on my fastest feet today.
Definitely, can you help massively?
And I'm also having a lot of difficulty hearing David.
Yeah, sorry, that's my bad. Definitely, can you help massively?
Yeah.
David is fairly quiet.
I think that's just because of the phone that he's on. I think for us, our ultimate goal would definitely see if they'd be willing to talk. They did fire on us first, but we could also let them know our intention of we are here to negotiate for the crew that they have taken captive.
Yes.
So do we go the sneaky route or do we go the straightforward route, knowing that they're most likely going to be asking for things that we cannot promise?
No, they're probably either going to want more money than we can afford to pay or are willing to pay, which is generally what they're after. I guess the best thing is try and figure out an angle. So, were you saying that Feather's got good negotiation or charm?
Yeah. And a really good so basically, we want the crew back, and we want to not die, and also not be imprisoned, and not have the ship taken from us, and we don't really know how we're going to do it, but we're going to figure it out on the way through.
That's what I'm thinking is like very much just kind of go with it and see if it works out. It's worked out.
Hello,
Somewhat so far.
Character and my personal life entirely.
Welcome to how I also live my life, where I'm just like, it'll work out.
Feather looks around and says, do we have a working comm?
You've just powered your ship down.
Well, because we powered down, no. Sorry, no, I repeated to you, but I didn't realize.
Okay.
So I guess from here, we'll have to assume that we have to wait to be boarded to negotiate with anybody.
Yeah.
You've got your personal comms.
But then doesn't that only go in between, or do personal comms actually reach out to open networks?
You can try. Is someone else answering this?
I'm just checking on my... It says I've got an integrated comm link, but that's all I've got.
So Feather, sorry, I just read the most hilarious Mandalorian joke. Feather channels in a curse, leans forward in a scare, taps his comm, and says, hello?
Okay, so you turn your comms on, you hear static.
Hey, guys who want to kill us and or invade our ship and want to power down. Good guys, what's up? Give me some sausage chop.
Okay, so each of you can make a perception roll if you wish to.
I choose yes. I would like to try and make mine vigilance if I can, on the basis that I'm expecting that I'm going to have to negotiate a fairly tough path.
Well, perception's not vigilance.
No, I know. Oh, this is not D&D. We can't argue for one skill over the other.
This is you seeing something happening.
Yeah. Yeah, just in D&D you sometimes say that we can do perception and we can argue to use like a skill over a different skill. But this is not D&D, so my brain's in the wrong place.
Can somebody do yellow and green?
A yellow and a green for David.
Because my perception's not good.
Okay, so Dave, Feather feels really good about himself and recovers 1 strain.
Piana can go next.
His plan will work, he says.
2 yellow, 1 green.
Your perception's really good.
Okay, so Kayana sees that one of the ships has come really close to you. Its side door has opened, and you see 10 spacesuited people with weapons piling out the side of it.
I'd say that out loud to people.
Yep, we're being boarded.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Negotiators at the front.
Yeah. I'll also.
Yep.
Okay, you watch as they take about a minute to cross to you. Do you want to prepare anything before they arrive?
Yes.
What would you like to prepare?
First of all, I want my cats because they will help me in combat. Both of those. Am I allowed to have my foil in this situation, or would it be pretty useless?
It would also be something that would advertise you to anyone who wants to get a bounty.
I would make sure that the foil and the book are...
It's a good thing to use if you want to kill everyone who sees you.
I'd be sure that they're hidden. And I would just have my regular weapons, I guess.
Perhaps lower those, all of those. They're useless now.
What did he just say?
I'm not sure.
Sorry.
He said,
lower them.
yeah, lower your weapons. They like if they're boarding and we're seen to have weapons, they will likely try to shoot first.
I'm not likely to have weapons and raise them, but I think I might grab my vibro knife and tuck it away in somewhere close in case I need it.
Well, the other ship is close enough that if you were to defeat this group, you could make the other ship before the others notice.
So we could, are you saying we could defeat them on board our ship, get onto the other ship, and then just fight our way through 4 ships?
Technically,
yeah, absolutely.
Technically, it wouldn't be 4 ships, it would be 3 other ships, because the other ship is not engaged with you.
Even though I've got
I like this
part of
plan.
me's going, go get the foil. We've all got them.
Well, the other option is that they're trying to get in. We could probably intercept them.
You wouldn't want it to be visual, so if you go out into space and then open fire, you're announcing your intent.
What about we let them board, kill them, take their suits, go and kill all the rest of them until we find our guys, and then rescue our guys?
Hello, welcome to my plan. That was pretty much my plan to start with.
Which again still tells me maybe I should get my light foil.
Yeah, look, have all of your weapons handy, but maybe just wait until we get them on board.
Yeah, this
On board, out of sight, and then so we could have Ash in the back. We could grab our light foils that we have.
At the moment,
and I guess,
only Thea still has a light foil.
oh, we had to get the other ones back. That's right. So I'll make sure that we have our other weapons.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you do, you Mandalay... No, don't have an appropriate insult. Whatever you do, you Mandalamians, do it quickly, because they're about to be on board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Feather opens the outer airlock in an inviting manner.
So, lots of flashing lights.
But I would say perhaps maybe in a submissive manner.
But
I don't think feathers
Is
are
there an
submissive. Unless
Well,
they-
either we
Is there
open the
an area-
airlock or they
Everyone-
open the
everyone, could you
airlock.
pause for a sec? What was that, Ross?
is there an area that I can hide in that I'll be able to surprise our orders?
There are quite a few places you can hide in because there are cabins. You could basically put as many of you out of sight as you want to.
I would suggest that too.
That's what I'll do.
I'll follow Carlin's lead if that's okay with Thea.
Yeah, no.
And I'll pretend to be the only security on board, okay? So.
I'm good with the plan of yeah.
I can take a hit if need be, so, yeah. Or multiple hits by 10 people.
The
But
question,
I won't
So
my
Mark-
gun won't be holstered, I'll just have it on my back, so if it's okay,
the
Mark.
question you would have there is if you're visible when they come on, you will instantly be a threat.
Okay, well, I'll
You
hide it.
have a big fuck off gun, literally.
Yeah, true, good point. I'll find a spot that I can hide with a big fuck off gun, as that's going, so, yeah.
Question.
See,
I presume Ragnarok's on board as well.
I believe so.
Okay. So Ross, you could also instruct Ragnarok into stealth attack mode as well.
is that a leadership check?
I'm not quite sure. I get different checks on mine than you get on
I
yours.
don't believe he'd been training his to attack.
He has been
Mine
trained
was
to
basically sneaking in the
Yeah, sneaking up and scouting.
sneaking.
Okay. Yeah, well, he might want to stay sneaked, stealthed. That's the
Okay.
word.
So,
Did anyone want to make a quick scarecrow?
you have less than a minute.
No.
Probably
No.
looking at a couple of seconds.
No,
at this
I'm
stage.
gonna hide.
I'm going to use that minute to just prepare myself as much as I can.
Okay. So, you then hear a knocking on the inside as the intercom comes on, and you hear a rather bored voice. They seem to have plugged into your system from the outside, saying, "We welcome you to the Scourge. Lay down your weapons, and no one will be, what was that again? Harmed." And then it just cuts out.
Thea doesn't respond to that. Thea looks to Feather and goes, "Your turn, voice." To Feather.
Well, if you could just do me a favor and stop talking, I'll do my best.
As you see the outer doors of your, do you shut the outer doors?
Pardon?
You've opened the outer doors.
I believe Feather did.
No, you opened the outer doors. I was asking if you shut the outer doors. He hasn't
Yes,
shut the outer
please.
doors. Okay, so yes, you see the outer doors shut and atmospheres start to go into the other room. And as that's happening, you see them start to take off their spacesuits.
Feather kicks over the intercom now that there's some atmosphere in the room and says, "Welcome aboard, Scourge. I imagine you're probably expecting some sort of welcome. I will be waiting. There's no one here going to hurt you. There's no weapons here. Well, I mean, there are some, but none that we hold in hand, mostly."
Okay, so I believe that has our. We actually have a Zabrak miniature, courtesy of Ross.
Yay. Thank you, Ross.
So we also have a Gungan with a mohawk, also courtesy of Ross.
They're really cool. I really like them, Ross.
And we have a Ross character, courtesy of Ross.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, so you got a couple of you hiding in rooms, ready to spring out and do something. You will put Broom Broom at the controls in case you need him.
Yep.
Did you do the quick photo of the ships before they
as you see them hit the inner opening button saying that they're ready to come in. Of course it doesn't open because, hey, the inside of the airlock doesn't have all the controls.
Yep. Feather is going to open it.
Okay, so in front of you, you see coming in a bunch of different people. Each of them looking rather arrogant and cocky.
Space elves.
And by the looks of it, only one of them has their weapon out. Considering you're the only one they can see.
Yep.
At this point, you realize that the jamming they were doing to stop your sensors working probably interfered with their scanners as well.
Excellent. Welcome aboard, gentle creatures.
Which
What
invokes
can we
a
do for
raucous
you?
laughter from them as you say gentle creatures.
What can we do for you? Why were you so ungracious or so rude as to start a conversation with shooting us?
We are the Scourge, led by Chalma Trilly. This is our space, and you have to pay the tax.
Yep, hang on a second. So, Feather reaches to his comlink very slowly and calls out to Boom Crash and says, just to, this is, the objective is just to get them off their, on their back, well, morally on their back feet a little bit, and says to Boom Crash, Boom, have you ever heard of the Scourge? Anything? Have you ever heard of them before?
And you hear over the speakers of the ship quite loudly, Misa here, boom boom, quite well.
You hear Boom, but not the Scourge.
Misa not know who Scourge is.
No, not right. Sorry, gentlemen, could you introduce yourselves? Who are you? Who are the Scourge?
Okay, so I will get you to make a charm check at that point.
Yeah, sure, happy to. Hang on 2 seconds, please. I'm actually able to read a character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna take some strain, please, sir.
Okay, so that actually works out to your advantage somewhat as you take 1 strain. So instead of being
Do I have time to go to the bathroom?
you have time to go to the bathroom. Okay, the GM will also spend 1 of the points because you have none and upgrade his dice. Okay, so superior numbers is not to your advantage at the moment. You do end up with 3 advantages, which, with a charm, you could technically affect quite a few of them. Unfortunately, you didn't succeed. But you can give the next player to go an advantage and a specific player an advantage.
Yes, please.
Yes, so Ross. And,
You have no strain
Hey, Ross.
to heal.
Sorry?
You have no strain to heal.
Yeah. Yeah, and the next person, I guess. But, yeah, cool. Alright, that's pretty much all I can do. But, as long as they're continuing to have a chat, that's fine.
They do seem to be a little angry at your not hearing them.
Don't worry, I can actually work with that. I have so many skills for the talky stuff. That is absolutely fine.
Okay. Does anyone else wish to step in at this point?
Yes, I will. I'll step out of the darkness, looking fearsome, intimidating. I'll give my polite friend that you scurvy-looking rats decide to fire upon us, and you now expect us to surrender quietly. I suggest that you surrender quietly by pointing my vibro sword and pistol at them. I'm going to be doing an intimidation,
Okay.
and I'll be using my intimidating.
I love that.
I can work with that. Oh, hell, I can work with that.
Now, do they do a resistance roll, or because I can either make it really difficult for them, or I can make it really easy for myself?
Well, because there's a group of them, they have quite the advantage against you.
Okay, in that case, I'll increase their difficulty. I'll spend 3 strain and increase it by 3.
If you increase the difficulty, that makes it harder for you. It would be decrease.
No, it's with intimidation.
Yeah.
I can either downgrade my difficulty or increase their difficulty.
So
Resist.
Okay, so you can increase the difficulty of someone intimidating you, or you can decrease the difficulty of you intimidating someone else.
Do your coercion check. They can suffer strain over ranks to downgrade difficulty check. Okay, so when they try to intimidate, I can do. Okay,
so if you're the target,
so I'll make it.
So if you're the
so I'll decrease my difficulty.
So if you're the target, you could increase the difficulty for someone to intimidate you.
Yeah. So I'm intimidating them, so I'll decrease the difficulty.
Yep. Which actually works out to your
By
favor.
3. So I take 3 strain.
So that puts you on 5. And GM spends another force point to replace one of the dice. Well, it almost makes it even now. Okay, so you end up taking 1 strain. But you do manage to succeed with a triumph.
Spectacular.
So, if you didn't know, on a triumph on coercion, you can subjugate the target and add them to the storyline as a member of your team.
Who failed on coercion?
No, you got a triumph on.
Oh.
A triumph, you
Yes.
can turn the opponent into a minion.
Very nice.
Yes, and I shall do that.
Can I justify this story-wise?
You can, though. I was just about to ask Ross if you would like to name his new minion.
Alphonse.
Oh yeah, sorry, I also forgot
and
to
I
add the boost dice. The two boost dice for Ross weren't added. Which means there was no strain, so I will fix that point.
Mate, that's cool.
Okay, so what would you like to add in there?
Yeah, so having knowledge underworld, Feather is going to draw from his knowledge of the world and of the area, and create a story using. Let's go with deception. If you would like to continue turns, then I can wait. But he's going to create a story about the great. He says that. You see, this fella over here, these boys, they know him as Khalid. It's Khalid, right, Ross? Yeah. Know him as Khalid.
Yeah. Actually, I do have street cred. If they've been to the right area.
Yeah, cool. We're gonna embellish on that a lot, and tell them about the greatest man that has ever walked the streets, the scariest man, the reason that that mothers cling to children at night, the reason that grandmothers clutch at their pearls, the reason that the greatest warriors will always look behind them. It's Khalid. One of the greatest bounty hunters, one of the greatest enforcers, and what they don't know is the deadliest man to ever walk on steel, through the void, or on dirt. That's him. But who are the rest of us? And how many of us are there? And how many guns are pointed at you right now? Deception.
Yes. Though I was going to try to say that...
Yeah, I'm happy to wait. Yeah.
I was going to give other people a chance to step in if they wish to, because we've had Khalid step in and tell them to basically stand down by pointing a blade at them. And we had 3 others waiting in the wings to do something.
Yeah, no, my apologies.
So, would Thea like to step in at this point that Khalid has shown himself?
Is there any need to, or
Well, at the moment they have overwhelming numbers. They have a 5-to-1 advantage.
But Khalid has turned 1 into his...
They don't
servant?
know that yet.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But from the numbers of them standing together, a 5-to-1 advantage is quite a big advantage, as there are 10 of them and only 2 of you inside.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got quite the coercive skills that...
Even if you just add your body to the mix with your weapon ready.
Yeah. I would definitely look at doing that. Yeah, okay. So, Khalid stepped in. He's not seen though. So
Khalid has been seen.
Oh,
They've
right.
seen him. He basically has converted one to your side.
Okay.
Not that the others know that yet.
Okay. So at this stage, we're just looking for the action of adding an extra body to...
I'm just seeing what the other players would like to do to add to the encounter, so they're not left out.
Okay.
Cool. I would step out with Sidewinder in hand, and I'll probably do a similar intimidation to what Carla did, saying, "I will step down right now if you think he's bad," or something like that. Kind of thing. Depends if the fellas' conversation went board or not. So.
Yeah. And then I'll use my loom, so he gets a advantage.
And I've got intimidating rank 2.
Yeah, just give me a sec. Just looking out. So you have 2 ranks of, so you get 2 advantages to mark.
And I have 2 yellow dice and intimidating 2 to downgrade their side.
So you want to take 2 strain, Mark, to do that?
Oh yeah, no, I'm taking 2 strain. Because I'm using the appearance of a Sidewinder as a fairly good intimidation tool. So.
Okay. I missed the table. So, Mark, you succeed at your intimidation check.
Okie dokie.
At your coercion.
So this
Yeah.
is intimidation coercion.
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
see intimidation.
It's when you coercion has intimidating as part of it,
Yep.
and basically trying to make them stand down with threat or violence.
And does Karama...
Upon hearing Ash, I would do the same thing.
Mark, we're still reverbing through your microphone.
Sorry, man.
Okay, so what was that, Kesley?
So after hearing Ash, sorry, I'm still getting reverb.
Currently a bit from David as well, I believe.
Oh, my apologies. Yep, hang on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, there we go. Perfect. I'll step out. My coercion is 1 yellow, 2 green. With 2 of them looking intimidating, does that help me in any way?
It does. Do you wish to spend a force point?
You know what? It's late enough. Sure, I will spend the force point.
Let's give you another yellow dice.
Yeah.
Apparently they are quite resisting. So you end up taking 1 strain, but you do manage to successfully cause them some issues. So
Am I considered to have gone yet, or were
you
letting
have.
me gathering?
I was letting you gather thoughts.
So I thought the Voltaren would help in the last one, but I'm just being stabbed in 50 different places on the right side.
I understand. Okay, so
it is I'm the last one left.
you're the last one left.
Not that I'm anywhere near as enigmatic or as good, but I will step forward with my weapon drawn, just telling them to drop their weapons.
You do have 4 dice in it.
My intimidation, yes. You did rank me in that. I don't know if my cats will help. They will probably add an awe factor rather than a scare factor.
Well, all your successors have been reducing their dice pool. They can only take so much scares as it goes. And so, because of each of you jumping out and saying, drop your weapons or die sort of statements, though you'd almost think that Ash's was drop your weapons and die, considering he's holding a very big gun.
I'd suggest in terms of actual intimidating features, it'd probably be that huge sidewinder.
It'd be insane to fight inside the ship.
So you see all of them sort of throw their weapons down with their hands up going, hey, give up. As a 2-to-1 advantage with them not wearing armor and you guys wearing armor is not much of an advantage at all. To be honest, they would need a 5-to-1 advantage against one of you to stand a chance.
Most of, well, as far as I know, all of the rest of these guys are pretty deadly. As in our team. So.
Your team are not pushovers?
No.
I'm absolutely useless in combat.
I don't know, you managed to kill someone last session pretty easily.
And you're in combat right now, and that was not useless. To be honest, you can do that in combat to make people change sides and stand down.
Yeah, that was Carl.
You're the guy from the Knight's Tale.
And just so you know, David, your role made Carla's role easier, and every character that tried it made the next person's role easier.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not fussed either way. What I'm saying is, for the shooty bang slash punch, it's not for me. But the distracty scare you out of your mind and make you saw your pants times. Yeah, I gotcha.
So you have managed to capture a
Good cop, bad cop.
You have managed to capture a crew of 10 without a single weapon fired.
A little bit
now we
impressive.
can sell them into slavery for profit.
Which means
God.
that even if they had sensors on this thing, they would not see anything as a problem. They would see it as a capitulation. Because it literally was a capitulation, just not the way they
The
intended.
wrong side.
And now there are plenty of spacesuits if you want to pull it over your armor, so it looks like they're flying back.
Yeah, we can do that.
And I think that would be a
Feather
good
looks
point.
them over for some weapons.
They have dropped basic pistols, all set on stun, and a couple of vibro knives. They weren't here for major combat. They were more intimidation than actual threat.
But from the bored sound of the guy's voice, something they were routinely doing.
And most of the people who come out here are not heavily armed mercenaries as far as they're concerned. They've just basically poked the hornet's nest and going, my bad.
Oh, this is I think.
Yeah, they're probably expecting some traders.
Before we go tonight, I want to tell them the strip and with the big gun coming at it. So just saying, just getting that out of the road. So yeah.
What?
He wants to strip them.
No, I want to make sure they get the spacesuits off. That's what I was making look.
They pulled their spacesuits off before they entered the room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah.
No, we've got access to their spacesuits. That part's not the problem. The next move will probably be, as Martin suggested, putting the spacesuits on over our armor and taking over their ship and then taking over the other ships until we find the people we want and get out of there.
So you have successfully, as a team, taken them down. Yay, team. I will put you on end credits and we can chat afterwards if you stay around.
Okay.
Sounds good.